Hello, hello, hello. I am right here today going to share some really fun things with you and excite you about one stroke painting. How many of you thought about learning how to paint but never thought you could? I am here to show you that you can learn how to paint from fun, simple little designs to big, oversized canvases to some of these over here where I use stencils for backgrounds and teach you how to do oversized single flowers and more. It says my chat is not available. So, what does that mean? Um, hmm, well, I'm gonna go on anyway. I don't know why it says it's not available, guys. Um, hmm. Anyway, I'm going to share with you some fun things that I think that you will like. So let's get started. And one of the things that helps you paint well is to have your tools. So one of the tools that I have is my brush caddy. So please give me thumbs up if you are hearing me and everything's okay, because it's not letting me see chats. It says they're currently unavailable. So whatever that means. I still want to be on and share with you guys. I'm going to paint a little bit with you and share how things are. So I think getting a thumbs up means you can hear me and everything's okay. We just can't talk, which is really sad. All right. So I've been out running errands this morning, going to my local Hobby Lobby, getting shirts. I'm painting a bunch of shirts today. And I will be sharing those with you guys and see how fun that is. So the double loader. So I just want you to know, if you go to, I think I got rid of my little sheet, onestroke.com is all spelled out, one stroke, and .com will give you all my supplies, everything you need. Okay. So you can go there and check it out. If you're a member of my YouTube channel, you can subscribe and get lots of free. And I put new stuff up every single week for you guys, practice strokes and relax and paint every week. All right. But also, if you want to just really dive in more, so think about joining my membership. And one of the advantages, called One Stroke Advantage, one of the advantages is that you get 20% off anything you purchase. So I give you a new code every month. So just make sure you're using that month's code. And so just try it for a month and see. It's $9.99 to join. If you join by going to youtube.com. All right. And then look for Donna Dewberry. If you're on an app, they charge you $12.99 because of the app has to get paid. So just think about that when you get ready to join, okay? So then join it for a month and just say you get the past, everything in the past, and everything that's current. And the advantage is every single month you get 20% off when you purchase something. So what I've done on onestroke.com is I've done something new. I gave bundles. I put bundles up, which means a better price. You just go right to onestroke.com, search bundles, or search beginner paint kits, or search whatever you're looking for. But if you go to bundles, you're going to get one of the bundles is a tool set. And so you're going to get what you need to get started and feel really professional. So I think you're going to be really happy. This will hold the double loader. This is a palette for a lefty or a righty, and it will hold the double loader in there without the lid on it, and foam plates. So you might see me a lot painting with foam plates. And so they just kind of slide in here and you pinch the third one. All right. And that's when I'm doing backgrounds and a lot of other things. Paper towels go in here. If you're standing at an easel, your brushes go in here. I put extra medium in some of these holes and paints that I use a lot. I also want to share the double loader with you. So the double loader is 5 pieces. There's a lid that goes on here. I'm gonna show you today. We put the 2 colors in here and work those in. And then we have this top piece, which goes on top, so it will hold the paint for you. And you dampen that sponge to put it on there, close it up, and you line up these little notches right here, and you pop this on, and it will save your paint in between painting. All right. So it's also, if you have like a fabric painter, some of the paints that are like a gel and they run, when they run on the foam plate, they kind of run into each other and you throw away paint. So that's another good reason to have a double loader. And then you need a bigger basin when you're using bigger brushes. And we use 3/4 and 16, and a lot of the number one most favorite used in the decorative world industry is as a little six round. And we use larger flat brushes. Okay, so while I'm talking about brushes, I'm going to share this really quick with you. There's a bundle where you're getting the most used brushes, and so we use a lot of flat brushes, so you need a larger basin to clean those out. All right, so I put together a bundle of the ones I use the very most. All right, and those are there. The painter sponge is in like one of the tool sets. I base coat a lot with that. The signature set of brushes. So this one right here, if you're just starting out, the 10 most used brushes. And so we have a super deal on these. They're right at $20, but if you use that 20%, you get that off that too. And these are more. These are high-end brushes, higher quality. My value packet's super good. People love it. But I'm going to be painting, so don't go away, guys. And the signature set is 13 of my most used brushes with all the specialty brushes inside. All right. So then I want you to see there's things like the bundle. These are the most used, guys, right here, floating medium and the white. And so they're both 8 ounce. So I put that as a bundle because those are the ones you use up the most. All right. So now, so let's go. I'm going to show you that you can paint and create something you never thought you could. Right. These are just some of the strokes that I've done while we're doing live. See how we added the purples to the outside. We've got some hydrangeas and different colors. Oops. And there's onestroke.com. Oh, I'm reverse. Let me flip it. And then as soon as I go down the paint, I'm going to have to flip it the other way. Okay. All right. There we go. All right. So I don't know why it won't let us chat today, but there we go. All right. And then, all right. So just showing you how quick it is to do a rose. We practice on our practice strokes. All right, how to do leaves, how to use a scruffy brush, how to make roses. These are some beginner things that you can get started with. Ribbon. These are some private lessons I've given. All right, but look at the iris. See, we use violet pansy on the top and dioxazine purple on the bottom. So let me show you, and I will paint a little bit later, but what I want to show you is I've got a couple of kits that people really, really love. One of them is Wreath of the Month, and there's a folder inside, a hand-painted folder I did for you, so you can keep your teaching guides in here. It comes a Let's Paint kit, all right? And so the beautiful thing about each one of my kits is that we have at Plaid, the paint company, we have filmed these videos of each lesson. We put them on YouTube, so when you purchase the kit, you can go watch the entire lesson over and over, and it's included in this price, okay? So what I've done is each month of the year, right here, starting, so think about your birthday month. Think about putting a wreath on the front door and making it large so that on any kind of wood, I was just at Hobby Lobby, they have 50% off on these big door hangers. And they're round, they're great. But think about this, you can paint 1 month on one side and flip it over and paint another month on the other side. So I've got January, every month of the year, okay, and a different painting that you're going to paint with me every month of the year. So from winter to Christmas and all in between, all right? So like my birthday month is November, 4th of July, you're doing ribbons, red, white, and blue, all right, and more. So right here, this is a UV coated, like a reusable teaching guide. And this is how everybody would go to Walmart and find me in the beginning. And we just grew from there. You're going to get a set of the one stroke sponge painters. that does all your backgrounds and all. And so on this side, you take your brush and you paint with me right on this teaching guide, wipe it off and paint again. All right. And so it tells you all the paint colors and everything that you're going to, even the type of wreath that we're going to paint. So you're going to get 12 different wreaths. You're going to get 12 different painted flowers and all. So what many of our followers say on Facebook is that what they love is that this wreath of the month has how to design in every one of the videos I do. And some of the videos are over 2 hours long. We do one after another, every step to make all the different tulips in different colors. You see those tulips? Then look at this. I did daisies all the way around one with all the different colors. All right, so you are going to learn all the things that you need to paint, and then you can use this and be live with me, okay? So everything that you're going to need to, here's October, again with the fall leaves. Here's magnolias for November. This is one of the most popular is these pine cones. And this pine cone wreath is really pretty. All right. So then we get Valentine, and this is a time, you don't have to do it for that month. If somebody loves roses, I have 4 different kinds of roses on here. All right. And you're going to do poinsettias, and I did like a white poinsettia, limey green, but you can do red poinsettias. You're going to learn them and be able to do it. And look, learning how to do the hydrangeas and the ribbon. And then this one must be March. Yes. All right. So not only do you get 12 of these, you get the folder that I hand painted, you get all 12 lessons, you get a set of brushes, and I'm not sure how many paints are in here again. Let me see. We're going to have 5, 10, 11, 12, 12 full bottles, the full size bottles, and floating medium. So if you're a newbie out there, or if you've been painting a while and you want to know how to design better and how to lay out, where to put leaves, what to do, I totally do that in this kit. All right, this is called Wreath of the Month. So you can do one, you can work on one painting. It could just be a big canvas. It could be whatever you want, but just think about that. Every month you can have a goal to learn and educate yourself. Every month, and I tell you to just put it up and keep all of your paints that go with this kit together, along with your teaching guide and teaching guides, so that when you pull it out, you have everything in here to turn on your YouTube lesson right on. If you go Donna Dewberry and Plaid Crafts, it will pop up and you'll be able to do each lesson with me. Okay. So now this was my first ever, and it was always my most popular until we did A to Z. All right. So this one is called Let's Paint. And what happens in Let's Paint, we get a folder that I hand painted. But what I want to share with you is what we talked about, all the months of the year. I want you to see that there's birthday months. And when I had my studio, and when I was a decorator, interior designer, self-made, and I just did it my way, and that's kind of how I paint, kind of my way. And so I want it quick and easy. I want to be able to really produce something. But I want you to see, I would have men come in and say, our children would say, I want a clay pot with my mom's birthday flower on it. So I would go. It's like the birthstones. What flower is that birthday month? And so what I've done is I put together 12 different backgrounds. So you're learning 12 different backgrounds, 12 different containers. And see, they're 12 by 12 paintings. And we do each one of those for every month of flower of the month. All right. So there again, so you're going to get a painted folder to store this in. All right, my hand painted folders. And then you're going to get every one of the 12 months. So I don't know, do you know what your birthday flower is? Well, we have violets and chrysanthemums, like look, some of these. All right, so you practice this side and then you paint this. All right, but let me share with you that look at all the surfaces. I want you to see with multi-surface paint, my favorite paint, multi-surface paint, you can paint on metal, glass, the canvas, and wood. You can paint on so much more. But I want you to see that we start out with January with carnations, but look at the pretty carnation paintings I did. All right, so we do this together. We do all the different months. This is one of the real popular ones is sweet peas. See, wood, glass, metal, and more. All right, so multi-surface paints on a lot of different surfaces. I love this one. This was a peace rose, and this is June. All right, so look how pretty those are. Glass, metal, canvas. All right, so gladiolas are good for a lot of things. They're really nice when somebody you love has passed away and you want to send a beautiful card. I love this marigold. I love painting those. Look how pretty those turned out. All right, be happy. All right, and this is for December. All right, they're paper whites. All right, I never knew about paper whites. Morning glories. I love morning glories, but I want you to see what I did with the morning glories. All right, on plates, wood, birdhouses. So many different ones. Larkspur. Have you ever seen that? Larkspur. Well, I tell you a little bit about them too. Each color variation of the larkspur has a different meaning. Pink means fickleness. White conveys, let's see, white conveys a happy nature. Purple is my first love, and larkspur indicates strong bonds of love. Did you know that? I didn't know that. All right, so we studied that. We put that in there. So there again, you're going to get 12 paints, your floating medium, and this killer sponge is a man-made sponge, but I love this sponge. And this sponge gives you all kinds of finishes in the back, and I teach you that along the way. So I'm going to paint for a few minutes and see what you think. We can pull out our A to Z. I've got my paints and my double loader. I've been using this double loader, so I put some paints in there. All right. I'm sorry that you guys can't talk to me. It says, sorry, the live chats are currently unavailable. I don't know why. But in here, many of you have seen this, and this is the best-selling, the most amazing kit. If you're out there and you just really want to learn, there are 50 lessons, 50 free online lessons that go with this. And I'm going to turn it down because I'm going to start painting, okay? So give me a minute and I will have you guys ready to see everything right here. And there we go. All right, so what happens is in this kit, you're going to get 5 amazing brushes. These are high quality brushes. The handles are high quality. The bristles are synthetic nylon, a 2, an angle brush, a flat, a 3/4. And then this is a scruffy brush. And we do lots of fun like wisteria and stuff with that. So you're going to get all those in here. It stores right in here. And then you're going to get 50 of those guides. Now, what's wonderful about the guides is that you're, and this kit, is you're getting 10 bottles of paint, full-size bottles, and your floating medium. So you know what, guys? This is enough to learn all 50 flowers, but if you want to do surfaces and other things, and you use up this bottle, now you have this bottle to go pick to reorder. So you have it right there with you. You don't have to think. You have the brushes, so you know exactly what brushes to use. And on here, you've got a 3/4, a 12, and a 5/8 angle. You have a 1/2 inch scruffy and a 2 script liner. So I painted this wood box white, and I painted all those little flowers. And there's 50. Look, this isn't even 12 or so, but 50 in here. Okay. So same thing. You're going to have all of these different flowers. And I think there's 4 or 5 roses of different kinds in here. And so we're going to put this to the side because I'm going to pull a couple and we're going to paint them. All right. So let me show you. I also got this at an office place. I actually found an office department at Walmart, but they don't have them anymore. And the sleeves are there too. So what I'd like to do is put it in here so I can just span through it and find the ones that I want to paint for the day, okay? Or if I'm like, somebody wants the columbine, where is that columbine? So, and you practice right on top of my guide. Let's see, let's do a pansy, all right? Let's do a pansy. There's poppies, pansies, and more. All right. So let's come on here and let me show you how we do this. All right. So on this pansy, we're going to use a 12. So I'm going to grab my, that's not a 12. Let's see. Here's a 12. All right. So we're going to grab my 12 and I am going to practice it to see. There's a glare. Sorry. I'm going to practice to see if I'm getting this right. So this is violet pansy and wicker white. So you're going to come here and you're going to split it. And then you're going to go over here and work it in. Okay. So you're going to pick up paint and then work it in. I've been using this palette, so I've got lots of paint in here. All right. I've got too much on here. You always dampen your brush first, guys, and then you go pick up colors. All right, so I want to see if I've got this color right. I'm going to go a little bit closer. All right, so look, I'm going to come right here and see if I've got that color like I want it. All right, so what I need to have is a wet paper towel or baby wipes, and I fold them, and I teach you from your double loader, from the actual brushes, and right on here as we're painting it with you. Okay, so they're only like, these are only like 15-minute long average. And so you're going to do it with me. And then you practice this and see, for this says stroke 1, 2, 3 as you go around. So it makes it really easy for you. So what you're going to do is, I'm going to try to do it where it's not glaring. All right. What you want to do is you want to come right here and you're going to go all around like this. And you've got all the shading and everything. Feeling comfortable with that, you wipe it off after practicing a little bit. And that's my actual stroke right at home with you, okay? So let's do a pansy. We're going to pick up more paint, flatten it out, get floating medium if you need it. We're on paper, so sometimes you might. This is great for greeting cards and all too. And I'm going to push this brush down and stand up. Okay, so that's number 1. I'm going to pick up again, flatten it. And what I like to do after you practice a little bit is we're going to put, you can get different colors till you feel comfortable with this stroke. All right, so there's one straight up, there's one on the side, and one on this side. Okay, so that's what we've done there. Now we're going to pick up yellow. All right, so we have purple on one side. All right, so I'm going to pick up this purple and I'm going to dip over here the yellow. All right, can y'all see that there? And then I'm going to work that in right here. So violet pansy, daffodil yellow, multi-surface paint is exactly what it says. It's got a sealer in it, so you can use it indoor, outdoor. You can paint on glass, metal, ceramic. Okay, so you want lots of paint on there. All right, then how did I smear that? Okay, then I do the yellow. Look at this yellow. We're going to do one on both sides, number 4 and number 5. All right, so because I just smeared that, I'm going to like wipe it a little bit. There we go. All right, so I'm going to put the yellow on the outside here. And this paint's so luscious and thick, you can paint wet over wet is what we do, okay? So we're going to come over here. Okay. Now I'm going to come out here a little bit more. And the beautiful thing about one-stroke painting, if you don't like what you just did, what you're going to do is just pick up more paint and restroke it. How's that sound? All right, there we go. Now I also, at the same time, I like to make my buds. All right, so there's a bud right there. That's where that purple came from, on the edge. All right, so see, I'm making a bud, and when I stroke it right here, I would use the purple and the white first, and then I would come in with yellow like this. Like right here, if I would have, I forgot that right then when I do those up there, I would come in here and do my little buds. All right. So now what we want to do, we can come in here. You can leave that pansy like that, or we can come in and put a tongue in the front kind of. All right. So how I do that, I'm going to wipe this brush off and I'm going to come right in here, guys. And I'm going to pick up the magenta and the white. I'm going to come here and work it in. I should have used a clean palette. I'm sorry. This double loader is your godsend if you're out there and you're making mud and it's not working like you want. I didn't want white. I wanted yellow. Sorry. Here we go. Yellow and magenta. All right. So now look what happens here. I'm going to come right in here and I'm going to do the same stroke that we've been doing. Okay. So all of these petals are the same stroke. All right. Now, when I do this, I can come right down here and do a couple of strokes here and make a bud just like that. All right. Then I'm going to finish this up in a minute, but now I'm going to come in here with thicket and citrus. All right. And so I can grab this stem and grab it right here and pull that down. I can also come right out here. And see, I still have pink in that brush, so look how pretty that leaf turns out with some pink in it. All right, I can also grab a little bit of white, and I can come in here. So the fun of this is after you practice, look, you can make this real pretty little idea design there. And look, I can pick up a little bit of white. I want you to see that out here, this is kind of how I did this leaf. A little bit of loop, loop, loop of the outside edge and pull it in. All right. So now what happens is that we're going to take this small brush, we clean it out in our basin, and we're going to just pick up these two colors, flatten them out, and then I'm going to come right in the middle here. I'm going to push, like if I was doing a daisy stroke. Push, push, just like that. And then I can just take the handle of my small brush. I can't get those brushes separately that are in this set. I can't just order extra sets, so I try to keep those nice. And I'm just using my other brushes right now. Same quality as these lavender and white brushes. All right. So that's just like a really quick version. But now I'm going to come in here and show you that if I come with some darker purple, all right, let me show you what I like to do. Okay. Because pansies come in so many colors, right? So watch this. I'm going to I like my larger brushes, but that's okay. And then I'm going to come in here and put the white on the outside. Okay. All right, so I'm going to go right across from each other. That side and this side. Right straight across from each other. Okay. Now I can pick up yellow and I can come right in here and I can just do a small version, but guess what I forgot? I forgot my bud. I should have done the bud strokes from the light lavender as I went, but I can come right here and make a little bud like that. All right, so you can also come in here with a smaller brush because I made it a little small. There's Jumpin' Johnny's or something like that. I don't know that I've ever seen them in real life, but I have painted them, and they're smaller like this, right? And you can put a little citrus right there. Anyway, so you just make little ones. We're going to come right here and grab our stem, pull it in, and then 1, 2, 3. When you're trying to figure out how to lay out the design, you have one on the front to copy. And there you go. So, so that's, excuse me. All right, now let me show you. I want to get a drink of water. I'm going to show you that we can do a big one. Sorry, guys. They said chats are currently unavailable, so I don't know what that means. Thanks for giving me thumbs up, though. And then I know you guys are still out there and y'all can hear me. All right, so I'm going to come in here with a 16 or a 3/4. So you can just keep getting larger. For instance, if I look through there and get my tulips, the tulips are the same way. So I'm going to come up and slide back down. All right. So I keep picking up paint, and I'm going to come out here, push down and roll the brush. Y'all see that? All right. I'm going to come right here, up, push down, stand up and roll. All right. And this is like a parrot tulip. We're getting some pretty colors. And we come right in here. And we can come back down. So see how I'm cupping it around a little bit? I got a wild hair in this one. All right, now look at this. I can have one that's falling down a little bit. Okay. Or I can turn it and come up a little bit on this side. And so see, as they're coming forward, they would be a little bit shorter. All right, so then I can swipe that off a little bit. You notice I'm not really using water. I want you to use floating medium if you need it. And you just dip straight into the floating medium. That's the floating medium that we use instead of water. And so what happens is it is the fluff that's inside our paint, the floating medium is, without pigment. So think about that when you are wanting to go to water. Water's going to make it muddy. You don't want muddy. Now watch what happens. I'm on my chisel. I lay it down, stand it up, lay it down. And all of these strokes are on these different guides, and you paint right on top of it, wipe it off. This is A to Z, the most amazing kit. It keeps selling out at the paint company. And I just want you to know, I had to tell them yesterday, please, please make me extra bunches of them, because I sent out over 50 in this last month. So I want you, between my teachers who are teaching this is, if you're a teacher or you want to be a teacher, we are always looking for teachers who want to learn one stroke and teach it to their students. And when they buy this kit, and you just get them the kit, and the more you purchase, the better discount we can give you if you contact us at One Stroke, and you can teach your students right out of here. So you can go watch the lesson and be ready and comfortable to show them how. So you practice and you're ready to go teach. So I want you to see, like, if I want to come in here, okay, I also teach you to use this angle brush, which is in the kit. Now, so many people have a problem with doing skinny little vines and having a problem with getting points on their leaves. So you wet this and you decide what color you want on the toe. There's the toe, there's the heel, and I teach you all that when you're learning. Okay, so I'm going to come between here, grab the paint. I'm going to come right here, work it in, dip, dip, work it in, but it's great when you just slice through here. Okay, so now look what happens. I already put medium in it, but look, you can make this really nice thin vine because you're painting with this edge and the dark edge on this one, on this load, is up out of the way. So see that? And there. All right. So I love having you guys come on and share with me, but we can't see what you're saying because chat's not available. But you can also always come back and watch and send messages to me because I have it right on my YouTube channel. You can go watch the lives anytime. Just subscribe and ring the bell. It'll tell you when I'm going to be on live. Now, look what happens here. I'm going to touch the vine. I'm going to lay it flat, and then I'm going to stand up. And it gives you a point right away. And lots of people struggle with that. And I want you to see, you see how easy that is? Then I want you to see that the scruffy brush, we have the smaller scruffy brush in this kit. It's a 1/2 inch. There's 3 sizes. All right, so I'm going to come over here and I'm going to pounce. Well, pounce the 2 colors. And guess what? When you start pouncing, you're going to get white, light lavender, darker and darker. All right, so now watch this. You're going to pounce a round area and then you don't turn it around like this and pounce because we don't want it to be that way. We want it to be the highlight at the top. You're going to lean this on its edge and then you tap down and it kind of looks like a tornado. A Florida tornado, not a Texas tornado. Ours are like water spouts usually. They can be worse, but all right. So then look what happens. Then you take this angle brush, all right, and you go just like this right into the wet paint, and we paint wet on wet. So think about that. So right here, and then I just love this. Then I want you to see that you get purple in here sometime by doing that. All right. So let's do it again. I want to show you. We can now use a violet pansy in white. Tap that and look at this. Then I'm moving it around. And this is like a border that you can do. All right. And here, I do these around bedrooms, around bathrooms, chair rail, or up high. All right. So then you just come back and we're going to come right here, right through the wet. See how you get a little bit of purple in the leaves? That makes it nice. Oops, a little bit more paint. All right, so now we can put little butterflies and dragonflies or whatever on, but I want to show you that I'm going to pick up white and I make a real pretty border with daisies and wisteria. Okay, now look, so you do the clock, right? So 12, 3, 6, I'm being sloppy, 9. All right, so then what I'm going to do is I'm going to push and lift, pressure, left, and I don't want it to be the same size all the way in. All right, so what you want to do is you can put 2 here, little skinny ones, but see, I want to see light in the middle. I don't want all the petals to smush together. Have you had yours kind of smushed together before? All right, so many people do in the beginning. All right, so see how you put pressure in the left, because then all you do is take the handle of the brush and you put dots in there and then it's done. So does that look fun? It's pretty simple. You can also then take a smaller flat brush. And in my signatures, my signature set, but also my value pack, my 1059s, you can come in there and have all kinds of great smaller brushes to be able to do these little little pretty design leaves that add to your piece at different colors. Can you see that? I'm going into that wet paint where I loaded over there. Look right here. Push left, push left. All right, and then you pull a stem into them. All right in here. And so look at this. You stroke the leaf, and then you get up on the chisel and you pull that stem into your leaf. See that? Push, pull your stem while it's wet. Push, pull the stem in the middle. All right, but do you see how that went up there? So I can come right in here, put 2 there and 1 here. Isn't that kind of nice? I can't tell. I got hearts. That's a good thing, or thumbs up, I guess. All right. So there you go. Now, one thing, there's different things about, like in that wreath of the month. Anybody who said, I just want to get better, I want to know how to get better, wreath of the month is what some of my painters that started following me said, oh my gosh, it was recommended by a couple of my members that get that and you will learn so much about design. Wreath of the month. All right, because I'm doing different layouts in every single one and any of the kits, but I just want you to know that. And go ahead, you can sign up on a membership today and take the code that you see today, and you can order right away using that code and get your 20% off. All right. You can always come join us also. We have specials and sales every week. If you go to our YouTube, no, not YouTube, Facebook group, and it's Donna Dewberry's with an S official, because everybody copies my website. My YouTube, my Facebook, Donna Dewberry's official one stroke group on Facebook. And all that's listed under About Donna on my YouTube channel, guys. My Patreon, my husband and I have a Patreon where we have discussions with you guys once a week, how to price your paintings, how to start a business with painting, all kinds of fun, different elements that will help you along your painting journey. All right, all the things that I always wish somebody would tell me back then, and they wouldn't. I always said, if I ever make it someday big, which was a dream, then I promise to help people be able to know where to get things and know how to, just some of the tips and tricks. It was a little hard at first to do that, but I found a way to make it possible, and it's been a blessing to me. And I have friends all over the world that paint one stroke, from nail artists to cake decorators to more. All right, so these are just 1, 2, 3. These are 4 different of the 50 A to Z flower painting. Look at this. If you go to onestroke.com, my website, onestroke.com, you're just going to put A to Z kit, and it should pop right up for you. But it's A to Z of one stroke floral painting, 50 beginner lessons. So even if you try to learn 2 a week, like you pick out 2 of these and say, I want to do this and the tulips. All right. And so then you practice this, paint that. You can wax paper on top of or whatever and paint, and build you one of these little journals. All right. So I love just getting the pages and filling them with everything as I'm teaching, as you're learning. Look at this. There we go. So I was showing them how to use the different colors and how to get the colors and roll the petals. All right. And that was drawing. And there's the iris. okay, and how to do these chisel strokes. There's so many of this you can learn right in the 50 or the wreath of the month or the flowers of the month. All right, so onestroke.com, and this is one of my stencils. There's just so much for you to learn. So come check it out. Thank you for being with me. I'm so sorry that the chat didn't work today, but please write me. I'd love to hear from you. Go to onestroke.com and look under lives. All right. Thank you.